I hope that today, and not just today, but every day, that you are so enveloped in love that it has no choice but to radiate into every part of your life. I also hope that you know that love doesn't necessarily have to come from an external source either. The greatest love of your life is actually you. And it's okay to feel alone and yearn for a partner, and especially on days like Valentine's Day, feel a little bit sad and like you really wish you had somebody. But more than anything, and I know sometimes it sounds like cliche advice, your self-love is the biggest and the greatest love that you will ever experience. And we've all had moments where we would care for having more friends or having more family around or having a romantic partner. But if you devote more time into yourself, more energy into yourself, more joy into yourself, then you can start pouring from a full cup. But ask yourself, do you know what it really is that you want from a partner? Are you capable of being someone that can show up for someone else the way that they need? And will you be making decisions from a place of emptiness and loneliness, or are you in a decent space to be a decent partner to someone? Sometimes we really just want to fill a void, and we just want someone beside us when we're having a hard time, or when we feel like we might need help in life, or get those emotional needs satisfied, those intimate needs satisfied. But sometimes it's okay to just sit with yourself and love yourself. And how do you love yourself? You see that your inner strength can take over when those times you're feeling low, when you're feeling like you can't do it anymore, you're feeling like life is getting too overwhelming. And if you don't feel like you have inner strength, the best way to build it is by continuously doing things that make you a little bit uncomfortable in a way of growth, and proving to yourself and others that you can do it over and over and over and over again. And the more that you prove to yourself that you could do it over and over and over again, you start to believe in yourself. You start to trust yourself. You start to decide that I am all I truly need. And sometimes having those characteristics developed can lead you down a little bit of a road of hyper independence. But it's never hurt anybody to be able to succeed and do things by themselves. You can still be accepting of help. You can still hold out and be patient for the day that a great partner comes to you. But it's great to know that you can get things done by yourself. It's great to develop that inner strength, that confidence, that courage. That will make you walk through life in a different way. That will make you attract different types of partners. And a lot of the times we don't learn things about ourselves until we are in relationships. But you learn the most about yourself, as in what you like, what you don't like, what makes you feel good when you have that time to just yourself. So you have to heal the part of you that believes you can't do it by yourself. Because we all want help. We all get overwhelmed. We all want to take a step back. But there has to be a part of you that is strong enough to believe, I can do this. I can accomplish this. I can make this happen. And if you truly aren't feeling like that, then do yourself a favor and build yourself a community that will fulfill you in the different ways that you need. So when you're taking the time to yourself, ask yourself, what do I really like? Whether that be sewing, or it be cooking, or it be makeup, or something like fashion, or book club, watching different TV shows, getting together and talking about only God knows what interests you. Find and seek out those different communities. And once you start to build communities of friendships that aren't based in aesthetics, that aren't based in what can this person do for me? What can I take from this person? They're genuine friendships where you have things in common and you can feel like you can be yourself around these people. You can embrace yourself. You won't feel so alone. You won't feel so lonely. Because there are times when you can be alone and you don't have to be lonely. You can be a happy single person. You can feel like the best person that there is to love you is you. It's true. It can happen. We were born alone. We're going to die alone. And hate to sound morbid, but romantic love doesn't have to be the only love that you seek in this lifetime. You need to be the greatest love for yourself. You need to look in the mirror and be like, oh my God, I love myself so much. I am so beautiful. I am so strong. I am so courageous. I prove to myself that I can overcome absolutely anything that's thrown at me. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I'm strong. I'm beautiful. I'm smart. I'm funny. I'm intelligent. No matter what anybody has to say about me. And when I seek out friendships that can nourish me, I feel fulfilled. I might still want a relationship somewhere down the line, but I also feel fulfilled through my friendships. I also feel loved through my friendships. I know that I am living in this world and I am loved. And when you learn who you are outside of the role that you play in relationships, with your family, with friendships, then you can start to understand yourself for who you truly are. You can start to love yourself for who you truly are. You can start to advocate for yourself in different situations. So you won't just seek out that companionship in those low, dark moments, those lonely moments, and then be accepting of absolutely any treatment that someone is willing to give you because of financial reasons, because of emptiness, because of sexual desires. You know who you are. You know what you stand for. You know what you dislike about yourself. You know what you love about yourself. And you have an acceptance towards yourself, even with the things that you dislike. But you love yourself enough to work on changing them if they need changing. Because some things, truth be told, some things just make you who you are. And we don't have to change absolutely everything about ourselves. Some things, it's okay to be that way if they're not toxic based. But at the end of the day, if I know that I have a big personality and I show up in the world as myself and I'm a little bit loud and I'm courageous and I'm willing to do things that other people aren't doing, just because that makes other people comfortable does not mean I have to stop being that. Does not mean I have to shrink myself and hold myself back from my destiny. No, I love myself. I understand myself. I know the intentions that I have when I walk through this world and through this life. And those are things that I don't necessarily want to change. I want to love myself being big, bold, and beautiful in my personality. So when you learn who you are, you can understand who you are. You can love who you are. And you can be willing to repel what doesn't align with who you are. Just because you're alone does not mean that you have to be lonely. Fill your own cup. Fill yourself up so much with education, with understanding, with companionship from friends, with taking time to get to know who you truly are outside of being a mom, outside of being sometimes a friend, outside of being a daughter, outside of being a girlfriend, a wife. Who are you? What do you like? What makes you happy? What gets you going? What grinds your gears? What irritates you? What is your biggest pet peeve? That's when you're able to love yourself to the point of being alone and not being lonely. And your love for yourself has to be stronger than your desire to be loved. See, in this world, we get clouded a lot of the time by a lot of the external things, the validations, the instant gratifications, the seeing what someone else has and wanting it, coveting what people have, envying what people have. What is it about you that you truly love, that you truly understand, that you truly care about? Know that you have so much love for yourself that someone else's love is an extra, not the end all be all. Not if they leave your life, then you're going to fall apart. You have to be willing to know that no matter who you are, no matter who doesn't care for you, who else doesn't love you, who else has something to say about you, that you love yourself so much that the desire to be loved is minute. It is not your end all be all. And when you learn how to quiet that need for external love, you'll grow the love for yourself even more. You'll become so much more powerful, so much more beautiful. You will show up in the world to where people will simply want to align with you because they'll want the same type of energy and charisma and confidence that you have. But then because you love yourself so much, you can determine who is worthy of sharing in your energy and in your love. That's the best thing to do. So don't make decisions out of emptiness, out of darkness, out of loneliness. Make decisions from a solid standpoint to where you can say, I've really been working on myself. I really love myself. I really care for myself. I really know myself. Would I like a romantic partner right now? Yeah, it would be nice. And because I would desire a romantic partner right now, I want somebody to come into my life that is willing to add to me, not just financially, not just aesthetically. I want someone that's going to add to me spiritually, mentally, is going to pour into me, that's going to be there for me in the ways that I need, not just a warm body in the bed. That's what happens when you start to love yourself a lot more. So give yourself a little bit more grace. Give yourself a little bit more understanding. Give yourself a little bit more patience. And you don't have to be completely solved and fixed and void of problems in order to receive external love either. But just make sure that you're not putting yourself out there in a bad way to where you can't decipher the difference between when you're picking someone based on your loneliness and when you're picking someone based on a simple desire for companionship.